The Mount Tambora eruption of 1815 killed almost 100,000 people, both indirectly and directly. Its eruption is the most powerful volcanic eruption in recorded history. 11 to 12,000 people were killed directly by the eruption. And one of the biggest residual effects of the eruption saw several Indonesian islands being struck by tsunami waves that reached heights up to 4 meters. The fallout ruined agricultural productivity in the local region, leading to famine and diseases which were responsible for most of the deaths. There were also more deaths due to crop damage and new strain of cholera. In 1816, which was the year following the eruption, the world saw a year without a summer. Global temperatures decreased about zero point 0.7 to 1.3 degrees Fahrenheit, and the worst climate anomalies occurred with snow in unusual months. Most agricultural goods were ruined in North America, and thousands of people perished due to floods, droughts, starvation, and disease. It's also estimated that 10,000 people died in Europe based alone off of these figures. Also, it gave rise to a new and deadly strain of cholera, which first hit the Bay of Bengal in India and later spread across the entire globe. And at the end of the century, the death toll stood in tens of millions from this strain of cholera. The eruption also led to a drop in global temperatures, as we mentioned before. Mixed with the material that came out of Mount Tambora were millions of tons of sulfur dioxide. A large portion of this went into the stratosphere and spread across the equator towards the poles. It was then oxidated to form sulfate ions, which develops into tiny particles that reflect a fraction of light from the sun. This takes away sunlight, and because of that, the temperatures dropped. Since the ions were so small, they stayed afloat for many months, and cooling continued into the following year. This has been Jake Smith with the follow-up facts for the Mount Tambora eruption.